Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. A.C. Bhaktivedanta, SWAMI. Chapter 14. Prayers offered by Lord Brahma to Lord Krishna. Brahma said, "My dear Lord, you are the only worshipful Supreme Lord, Personality of Godhead. Therefore, I'm offering my humble obeisances and prayers just to please you. Your bodily features are of the color of clouds filled with water. You are glittering with a silver electric aura emanating from your yellow garments. Let me offer my respectful repeated obeisances unto the son of Maharaj Nanda, who is standing before me, with conch shell, earrings, and peacock feather on his head. His face is beautiful. He is wearing a helmet, garlanded by forest flowers, and stands with a morsel of food in his hand. He is decorated with cane and bugle, and he carries a buffalo horn and flute. He stands before me with small lotus feet. My dear Lord, people may say that I am the master of all Vedic knowledge, and I am supposed to be the creator of this universe. But it has been proven now that I cannot understand your personality, even though you are present before me, just like a child. You are playing with your boyfriends, calves, and cows, which might imply that you do not even have sufficient education. You are appearing just like a village boy, carrying your food in your hand and searching for your calves. And yet there is so much difference between your body and mine that I cannot estimate the potency of your body. As I have already stated in the Brahma Samhita, your body is not material. In the Brahma Samhita it is stated that the body of the Lord is all spiritual. There is no difference between the Lord's body and his self. Each limb of his body can perform the actions of all the others. The Lord can see with his hands. He can hear with his eyes. He can accept offerings with his legs. And he can create with his mouth." Brahma continued, "Your appearance as a cowherd child is for the benefit of the devotees. And although I have committed offenses at your lotus feet by stealing away your cows, boys, and calves, I can understand that you have mercy upon me. That is your transcendental quality. You are very affectionate toward your devotees. In spite of your affection for me, I cannot estimate the potency of your bodily activities. It is to be understood that when I, Lord Brahma, the Supreme Personality of this universe, cannot estimate the childlike body of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, then what to speak of others? And if I cannot estimate the spiritual potency of your childlike body, then what can I understand about your transcendental pastimes? Therefore, it is said in the Bhagavad-gītā, anyone who can understand a little of the transcendental pastimes, appearance, and disappearance of the Lord becomes immediately eligible to enter into the kingdom of God after quitting the material body. This statement is also confirmed in the Vedas, and it is stated simply, by understanding the Supreme Personality of Godhead, one can overcome the chain of repeated birth and death. I therefore recommend that people should not try to understand you by their speculative knowledge. The best process of understanding you is to submissively give up the speculative process and try to hear about you, either from yourself, as you have given statements in the Bhagavad-gītā and many similar Vedic literatures, or from a realized devotee who has taken shelter at your lotus feet. One has to hear from a devotee without speculation. One does not even need to change his worldly position. He simply has to hear your message. Although you are not understandable by the material senses, simply by hearing about you, one can gradually conquer the nescience of misunderstanding. By your own grace, you become revealed to a devotee. You are unconquerable by any other means. Speculative knowledge, without any trace of devotional service, is simply a useless waste of time in search for you. Devotional service is so important that even a little attempt can raise one to the highest perfectional platform. One should not, therefore, neglect this auspicious process of devotional service and take to the speculative method. By the speculative method, one may gain partial knowledge of your cosmic manifestation, but it is not possible to understand you, the origin of everything. The attempt of persons who are interested only in speculative knowledge is simply wasted labor, like the labor of a person who attempts to gain something by beating the empty husk of a rice paddy. A little quantity of paddy can be husked by the grinding wheel, and one can gain some grains of rice. But if the skin of the paddy is already beaten by the grinding wheel, there is no further gain in beating the husk. It is simply useless labor. My dear Lord, there are many instances in the history of human society where a person, after failing to achieve the transcendental platform, engaged himself in devotional service with his body, mind, and words, and thus attained the highest perfectional stage of entering into your abode. The process of understanding you by speculation or mystic meditation are all useless without devotional service. One should therefore engage himself in your devotional service, even in his worldly activities, and one should always keep himself near you by the process of hearing and chanting your transcendental glories. Simply by being attached to hearing and chanting your glories, one can attain the highest perfectional stage and enter into your kingdom. If a person, therefore, always keeps in touch with you by hearing and chanting your glories and offers the results of his work for your satisfaction only, he very easily and happily attains entrance into your supreme abode. You are realizable by persons who have cleansed their hearts of all contamination. This cleansing of the heart is made possible by chanting and hearing the glories of your Lordship. The Lord is all-pervading, as it is stated by Lord Krishna in the Bhagavad-gītā, quote, "Everything is sustained by me, but at the same time, I am not in everything," end quote. Since the Lord is all-pervading, there is nothing existing without His knowledge. The all-pervasive nature of the Supreme Personality of Godhead can never be within the limited knowledge of a living entity. Therefore, a person who has attained steadiness of the mind by fixing the mind on the lotus feet of the Lord is able to understand the Supreme Lord to some extent. It is the business of the mind to wander over varied subject matter for sense gratification. Therefore, only a person who engages the senses always in the service of the Lord can control the mind and be fixed upon the lotus feet of the Lord. This concentration of the mind upon the lotus feet of the Lord is called samadhi. Until one reaches the stage of samadhi or trance, he cannot understand the nature of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. There may be some philosophers or scientists who can study the cosmic nature from atom to atom. They may be so advanced that they can count the atomic composition of the cosmic atmosphere, or all the planets and stars in the sky, or even the shining molecular parts of the sun or other stars and luminaries in the sky. But it is not possible to count the qualities of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. As described in the beginning of Vedanta Sutra, the Supreme Person is the origin of all qualities. He is generally called Nirguna. Nirguna means without qualities. Guna means quality, and Nir means without. But impersonalists interpret this word Nirguna as having no quality. Because they are unable to estimate the qualities of the Lord in transcendental realization, they conclude that the Supreme Lord has no qualities. But that is actually not the position. The real position is that he is the original source of all qualities. All qualities are emanating constantly from him. How, therefore, can a limited person count the qualities of the Lord? One may estimate the qualities of the Lord for one moment, but the next moment the qualities are increased. So it is not possible to make an estimation of the transcendental qualities of the Lord. He is therefore called Nirguna. His qualities cannot be estimated. One should not uselessly labor in mental speculation to estimate the Lord's qualities. There is no need of adopting the speculative method or exercising the body to attain mystic yoga perfection. One should simply understand that the distress and happiness of this body are predestined. There is no need to try to avoid the distress of this bodily existence or to attempt to achieve happiness by different types of exercises. The best course is to surrender unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead with body, mind, and words, and always be engaged in his service. This transcendental labor is fruitful, but other attempts to understand the absolute truth are never successful. Therefore, an intelligent man does not try to understand the Supreme Person, absolute truth, by speculative or mystic power. Rather, he engages in devotional service and depends on the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He knows that whatever may happen to the body is due to his past fruitive activities. If one lives such a simple life in devotional service, then automatically he can inherit the transcendental abode of the Lord. Actually, every living entity is part and parcel of the Supreme Lord and a son of the Godhead. Each has the natural right to inherit and share the transcendental pleasures of the Lord. But due to the contact of matter, conditioned living entities have been practically disinherited. If one adopts the simple method of engaging himself in devotional service, automatically he becomes eligible to become freed from the material contamination and elevated to the transcendental position of associating with the Supreme Lord. Lord Brahma presented himself to Lord Krishna as the most presumptuous living creature because he wanted to examine the wonder of his personal power. He stole the boys and calves of the Lord in order to see how the Lord would recover them. After this maneuver, Lord Brahma admitted that his attempt was most presumptuous, for he was attempting to test his energy before the person of original energy. Coming to his senses, Lord Brahma saw that although he was a very powerful living creature, in the estimation of other living creatures within this material world. In comparison to the power and energy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, his power was nothing. The scientists of the material world have discovered wonders such as atomic weapons, and when tested in a city or significant place on this planet, such powerful weapons create so-called havoc. But if the atomic weapons are tested on the sun, what is their significance? They are insignificant there. Similarly, Brahma stealing the calves and boys from Sri Krishna may be a wonderful display of mystic power, but when Sri Krishna exhibited his expansive power in so many calves and boys and maintained them without effort, Brahma could understand that his own power was insignificant. Brahma addressed Lord Krishna as Achyuta, because the Lord is never forgetful of a little service rendered by his devotee. He is so kind and affectionate towards his devotees that a little service by them is accepted by him as a great deal. Brahma has certainly rendered much service to the Lord. As the Supreme Personality in charge of this particular universe, he is, without a doubt, a faithful servant of Krishna. Therefore, he could appease Krishna. He asked that the Lord understand him as a subordinate servant whose little mistake and impudence might be excused. He admitted that he was puffed up by his powerful position as Lord Brahma. Because he is the qualitative incarnation of the mode of passion within this material world, this was natural for him, and therefore he committed the mistake. But after all, Lord Krishna would kindly take compassion upon his subordinate and excuse him for a gross mistake. Lord Brahma realized his actual position. He is certainly the supreme teacher of this universe, in charge of the production of material nature, consisting of complete material elements, false ego, sky, air, fire, water, and earth. Such a universe may be gigantic, but it can be measured just as we measure our body as 7 cubits. Generally, everyone's personal bodily measurement is calculated to be 7 cubits of his hand. This particular universe may appear as a very gigantic body, but it is nothing but the measurement of 7 cubits for Lord Brahma. Aside from this universe, there are unlimited other universes which are outside the jurisdiction of this particular Lord Brahma. Just as innumerable atomic infinitesimal fragments pass through the holes of a screened window, so millions and trillions of universes in their seedling form coming out from the bodily pores of Mahavishnu. And that Mahavishnu is but a part of the plenary expansion of Krishna. Under these circumstances, although Lord Brahma is the supreme creator within this universe, what is his importance in the presence of Lord Krishna? Lord Brahma therefore compared himself to a little child within the womb of his mother. If the child within the womb plays with his hands and legs, and while playing touches the body of the mother, is the mother offended with the child? Of course she isn't. Similarly, Lord Brahma may be a very great personality, and yet not only Brahma, but everything that be is existing within the womb of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The Lord's energy is all-pervading. There is no place in the creation where it is not acting. Everything is existing within the energy of the Lord. So the Brahma of this universe, or the Brahmas of many other millions and trillions of universes, are existing within the energy of the Lord. Therefore, the Lord is considered to be the mother, and everything existing within the womb of the mother is considered to be the child. and the good mother is never offended with the child, even if he touches the body of the mother by kicking his legs. Lord Brahma then admitted that his birth was from the lotus flower, which blossomed from the navel of Narayana. After the dissolution of the three worlds, or three planetary systems, known as Burloka, Bhuvarloka, and Swarloka. The universe is divided into three divisions, namely Svarga, Marcha, and Patala. These three planetary systems are merged into water at the time of dissolution. At that time, Narayana, the plenary portion of Krishna, lies down on the water, and gradually a lotus stem grows from his navel, and from that lotus flower, Brahma is born. It is naturally concluded that the mother of Brahma is Narayana. Because the Lord is the resting place of all the living entities, after the dissolution of the universe, he is called Narayana. The word Nara means the aggregate total of all living entities. Ayana means the resting place. The form of Garbhodakshaya Vishnu is called Narayana because he rests himself on that water. In addition, he is the resting place of all living creatures. Besides that, Narayana is also present in everyone's heart, as it is confirmed in the Bhagavad-gītā. In that sense also, he is Narayana, as Ayana means the source of knowledge as well as the resting place. It is also confirmed in the Bhagavad-gītā that remembrance of the living entity is due to the presence of the supersoul within the heart. After changing the body, a living creature forgets everything of his past life. But because Narayana, the supersoul, is present within his heart, he is reminded by him to act according to his past deeds. Lord Brahma wanted to prove that Krishna is the original Narayana, and that he is the source of Narayana, and that Narayana is not an exhibition of the external energy, Maya, but is an expansion of the spiritual energy. The activities of the external energy, or Maya, are exhibited after the creation of the cosmic world, and the original spiritual energy of Narayana is acting before the creation. So the expansions of Narayana from Krishna to Garbhodakshaya Vishnu, from Garbhodakshaya Vishnu to Kshirodakshaya Vishnu, and from Kshirodakshaya Vishnu to everyone's heart, are manifestations of his spiritual energy. They are not conducted by the material energy, therefore they are not temporary. Anything conducted by the material energy is temporary, but everything executed by the spiritual energy is eternal. Lord Brahma confirmed his statement, establishing Krishna as the original Narayana. He said that the gigantic universal body is still resting on the water known as Garbhodak. He spoke as follows: "This gigantic body of the universe is another manifestation of your energy. On account of his resting on the water, this universal form is also Narayana, and we are all within the womb of this Narayana form. I see your different Narayana forms everywhere. I can see you on the water. I can feel you within my heart. I can also see you before me now. You are the original Narayana. My dear Lord, in this incarnation, you have proved that you are the supreme controller of Maya. You remain within the cosmic manifestation, and yet the whole creation is within you. This fact has already been proved by you when you exhibited the whole universal creation within your mouth before your mother Yasoda. By your inconceivable potency of Yoga Maya, you can make such things effective without external help. My dear Lord Krishna, the whole cosmic manifestation that we are visualizing at present is all within your body. Yet I am seeing you outside, and you are also seeing me outside. How can such things happen without being influenced by your inconceivable energy? Lord Brahma stressed herein that without accepting the inconceivable energy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, one cannot explain things as they are. He continued, My Lord, leaving aside all other things, and just considering today's happenings, what I have seen, are they not all due to your inconceivable energies? First of all, I saw you alone. Thereafter, you expanded yourself as your friends, the calves, and the existence of Vrindavan. Then I saw you and all the boys as four-handed Vishnus, and they were being worshipped by all elements and all demigods, including myself. Again, they all became cowherd boys, and you remaining alone as you were before. Does this not mean that you are the Supreme Lord Narayana, the origin of everything? And from you everything emanates, and again everything enters into you, and you remain the same as before? Persons who are unaware of your inconceivable energy cannot understand that you alone expand yourself as the Creator Brahma, Maintainer Vishnu, and Annihilator Shiva. Persons who are not in awareness of things as they are contemplate that I, Brahma, am the Creator, Vishnu is the Maintainer, and Lord Shiva is the Annihilator. Actually, you are alone everything, Creator, Maintainer, and Annihilator. Similarly, you expand yourself in different incarnations. Among the demigods, you incarnate as Vamanadev. Among the great sages, you incarnate as Parashuram. Among the human beings, you appear as yourself, as Lord Krishna or Lord Rama. Among the animals, you appear as the boar incarnation, and among the aquatics, you appear as the incarnation of fish. And yet, you have no appearance. You are always eternal. Your appearance and disappearance are made possible by your inconceivable energy, just to give protection to the faithful devotees and to annihilate the demons. O my Lord, O all-pervading Supreme Personality of Godhead, O Supersoul, Controller of all mystic powers, no one can appreciate your transcendental pastimes as they are exhibited within these three worlds. No one can estimate how you have expanded your Yogamaya and your incarnation, and how you act by your transcendental energy. My dear Lord, this whole cosmic manifestation is just like a flashing dream, and its temporary existence simply disturbs the mind. As a result, we are full of anxiety in this existence. To live within this material world means simply to suffer and to be full of all miseries. And yet, this temporary existence of the material world appears to be pleasing and dear on account of its having evolved from your body, which is eternal, full of bliss and knowledge. My conclusion is, therefore, that you are the Supreme Soul, Absolute Truth, and the Supreme Original Person. Although you have expanded yourself in so many Vishnu forms, or in living entities and energies, by your inconceivable transcendental potencies, you are the Supreme One without a second. You are the Supreme Supersoul. The innumerable living entities are simply like sparks of the original fire. Your Lordship, the conception of the Supersoul as impersonal, is wrongly accepted because I see that you are the original person. A person with a poor fund of knowledge may think that because you are the son of Maharaj Nanda, You are not the original person, and you are born just like a human being. They are mistaken. You are the actual, original person. That is my conclusion. In spite of your being the son of Nanda, you are the original person, and there is no doubt about it. You are the absolute truth, and you are not of this material darkness. You are the source of the original Brahma Jyoti, as well as the material luminaries. Your transcendental effulgence is identical with Brahma Jyoti. As it is described in the Brahma Samhita, the Brahma Jyoti is nothing but your personal bodily effulgence. There are many Vishnu incarnations and incarnations of your different qualities, but all those incarnations are not on the same level. You are the original lamp. Other incarnations may possess the same candle power as the original lamp, but the original lamp is the beginning of all light. And because you are not one of the creations of this material world, even after the annihilation of this world, your existence as you are will continue. Because you are the original person, you are therefore described in the Gopal Tapani, the Vedic Upanishad, as well as in the Brahma Samhita, as Govindam Adipurusham. Govinda is the original person, the cause of all causes. In the Bhagavad-gītā also it is stated that you are the source of the Brahman effulgence. No one should conclude that your body is like an ordinary material body. Your body is akshara, indestructible. The material body is always full of threefold miseries, but your body is Satchidananda Vigraha, full of being, bliss, knowledge, and eternity. You are also Nirjana because your pastimes as the little son of Mother Yasoda or the Lord of the Gopis are never contaminated by the material qualities. And although you exhibited yourself in so many cowherd boys, calves, and cows, your transcendental potency is not reduced. You are always complete. As it is described in the Vedic literature, even if the complete is taken away from the complete, Supreme Absolute Truth, it yet remains the complete, Supreme Absolute Truth. And although many expansions from within the complete are visible, the complete is one without a second. Since all your pastimes are spiritual, there is no possibility of your being contaminated by the material modes of nature. When you place yourself subordinate to your father and mother, Nanda and Yasoda, you are not reduced in your potency. This is an expression of your loving attitude for your devotees. There is no other competitor of second identity than yourself. A person with a poor fund of knowledge concludes that your pastimes and appearance are simply material designations. You are transcendental to both science and knowledge, as it is confirmed in the Gopal Tapani. You are the original Amrita, nectar of immortality, indestructible. As it is confirmed in the Vedas, Amritam Shashvatam Brahme. Brahman is the eternal, the supreme origin of everything, who has no birth or death. In the Upanishads, it is stated that the Supreme Brahman is as effulgent as the sun, and is the origin of everything. And anyone who can understand that original person becomes liberated from the material conditional life. Anyone who can simply be attached to you by devotional service can know your actual position, your birth, appearance, disappearance, and activities. As confirmed in the Bhagavad-gītā, simply by understanding your constitutional position, appearance, and disappearance, one can be immediately elevated to the spiritual kingdom after quitting this present body. Therefore, to cross over the ocean of material nescience, an intelligent person takes shelter of your lotus feet and is easily transferred to the spiritual world. There are many so-called meditators who do not know that you are the Supreme Soul. As stated in the Bhagavad-gītā, you are the Supreme Soul present in everyone's heart. Therefore, there is no necessity of one's meditating on something beyond you. One who is always absorbed in meditation on your original form of Krishna easily crosses over the ocean of material nescience. But persons who do not know that you are the Supreme Soul remain within this material world in spite of their so-called meditation. If, by the association of your devotees, a person comes to the knowledge that Lord Krishna is the original Supersoul, then it is possible for him to cross over the ocean of material ignorance. For instance, a person becomes transcendental to the mistake of thinking a rope is a snake. As soon as one understands that the rope is not a snake, he is liberated from fear. For one who understands you, therefore, through your personal teachings, as stated in the Bhagavad-gītā, or through your pure devotees, as stated in the Srimad Bhagavatam and all Vedic literatures, that you are the ultimate goal of understanding, he need no more fear this material existence.